Howdy! Welcome to the presentation concerning Wonders, the English Language Arts and Reading curriculum from McGraw-Hill. As this curriculum is served at Snook ISD in our kindergarten through 5th grade classrooms, we all need to ask ourselves this question: is Wonders benefiting our students? As you can see on this slide, you are considered a stakeholder if you are from McGraw-Hill Education, the principal of Snook Elementary, a curriculum coach for Snook ISD, or a general education ELAR teacher at Snook Elementary. Together, we all have a part in the role of making sure our students are getting the best education possible. By doing our best to determine if Wonders is the best choice for our students, we can better serve our students for their future. As I started using the Wonders curriculum in my classroom, looking at Unit 1, Genre 2, Fantasy takes a look at story elements such as setting, characters, and events like the beginning, middle, and end of a story. This genre study, as each study has 2 weeks dedicated to each section, is able to tie in social studies teaks along with lessons which can lessen the load for general education teachers. As I began teaching my students with the Wonders curriculum, I saw that there were major issues that needed to be addressed. As I have researched alignment, curriculum theories, and professional organizations, I have come to the conclusion that there is so much information to cover for an ELAR teacher to cover in just one day for 75 minutes. As a non-self-contained teacher with 2 classes, I have a shorter time window of instruction in what I must do daily. The allotted time to cover all Wonders curriculum in a day is about 80 minutes, which as a teacher with multiple classes, I do not have the luxury to do. For example, as guided reading has become a mandated instructional tool to use in the classroom, I must dedicate 45 minutes each day to meet with needed students to work on reading skills. This means cutting out certain parts of the curriculum that may not be as important for the students to learn from. As a general education teacher, I must decide what is important and what is not, when in reality, all of it is. To reiterate my key findings in this presentation, I have seen that the amount of activities and spacing of Wonders curriculum is not necessarily built for a non-self-contained teacher like myself and other teachers in the district. The amount of activities and sequencing cannot fit for a lessened amount of reading time for the teacher. For example, as a teacher that has 60 minutes with her students before having to do guided reading time, I do not have the ability to cover all areas that Wonders wants me to cover for my students. Therefore, I am missing out on key parts of the curriculum that I find important. To back up my key findings with evidence, I have provided a suggested lesson plan that McGraw-Hill has for teachers on their website. As you can see, the orange is indicated that the activities can be taught in small groups, and the pencils are for writing activities. While I do a lot of the reading and the vocabulary and the summarizing or the writing activities, you can see that a lot of the activities are missed out as well. Now, also there are optional work that you can do with students in gray, and while this is a great tool to have for if you need more time or more activities in your reading block, this isn't always something that a teacher can get to due to guided reading being a very big issue that we need to focus on in the state of Texas and really all over the nation, because guided reading is focusing on helping our students be able to learn how to read. And guided reading, as it is used in Snook ISD, it is a mandated thing that teachers must do each day. And therefore, because of guided reading, I lose time out on my curriculum. To continue my key findings, I researched National Council of Teachers of English, or NCTE. They have stated that to engage young readers, it's important for teachers to strike a careful balance between knowing the reader and having a keen eye for the accordances that a text can offer. As seen in Wonders, the teacher has to decide what is important for the students to learn and what to leave out. This puts a lot on English teachers, and as you can see on the evidence, this shows what a teacher can use for a small group and how they can differentiate their the students' small group or guided reading time. But a lot of times this is not used by school districts, meaning that we are not able to use what Wonders is providing us, and we have to use other district provided materials. As I researched ISTE, the International Society for Technology and Education, I found that their standard 2.5 designer states that the educator is expected to design authentic, learner-driven activities and environments that recognize and accommodate learned variability. But due to the McGraw-Hill platform that cannot be easily used, the teacher cannot accomplish this. As you can see on the evidence, there is no ability for the teacher to assign any assignments for the student to do online. There is no ability to create your own assignment or pull from the student practice sheets or anything like that. So it is unable to be used. I have reached out to multiple people and they do not know how to use this as well. Therefore, we are not able to meet the standard set by the ISTE. As there are needed modifications to the Wonders curriculum, there needs to be condensed and modified curriculum to fit whether or not a teacher is self-contained, meaning whether or not the teacher has 1, 2, or 3 classes. There is too much curriculum and activities that are not being able to being covered, making it difficult for the teacher to choose which is more important for their class. As there is a guided reading component in many classrooms across the nation and mainly in Texas, there are a lot of school districts that do not use the supplies that is provided to be used during guided reading or in our classrooms. This means that there is a waste of school funds as well as space to keep the items, and as we're not being able to choose what we get and what we don't get. By making these modifications to the Wonders curriculum, it can be more attainable to more school districts to use Wonders and to let their teachers have this curriculum that does help students grow. As the stakeholder, there are challenges for this modification. By making essentially 2 versions of the curriculum, it can take a while to make this change happen. There would be the need to change the teacher's book and the curriculum online, but it will be worth it. The website needs an update regardless, and many teachers' books can get worn out over the years. The 2025 and 2026 school year is a good time to provide new materials, especially since the latest edition is from 2020. Another challenge can be loss of money and profits made as school districts make the decision to bring in Wonders. But the growth of more districts wanting Wonders in the classroom will outweigh the loss of money. School districts will need to have a say in what they can purchase and what they can opt out of. Many other guided reading lessons curriculum is more beneficial to students than just Wonders. There are a lot of other curriculums that are being pushed by the state of Texas, so a lot of times schools don't need the Wonders guided reading books. Thank you for listening to my presentation today, and I hope that you take in what I have talked about for Wonders and how we can modify the curriculum to better serve our students. Thank you.